Pirate Nation on X says the UK government doubles down, stating it will continue censoring the internet and plans to introduce new laws to, quote, prevent devastating self-harm material from reaching people of all ages, which is just a fancy way of saying we want to completely control everyone's lives. And this is the post on the gov.uk website. So shout out again to Pirate Nation for the heads up on this. And I said, the UK is completely lost. Instead of backing down after tremendous public backlash, they've instead now officially doubled down on censorship. The Online Safety Act will now force tech companies to hunt down and erase self-harm content before anyone can even see it. Free speech is dead. The nanny state grows stronger. And I got the link here, and we'll go into that in a second. What I followed up saying, UK is officially lost by amending the Online Safety Act to make self-harm content a priority offense. They're pushing platforms to become preemptive censors. It sounds noble, but it's dangerous. Who defines what encourages self-harm? This is like the whole who defines what the age of a drawing is of a cartoon character. Who defines the age of that? Who defines what hate speech is? Who gets offended by it? These are you can't make laws about how people get offended. You can't, that's not a thing. Stop doing this. A support forum, a survivor sharing the story, a song lyric, a meme, which you'll get arrested. Oi, you got a license for that meme? This will give Ofcom sweeping powers to decide what stays online, whilst tech companies are legally forced to over-remove just to avoid punishment. Adults are going to be treated like children, stripped of the right to choose what they read, share, or discuss. Once this door is opened, the definition of harmful will expand. And mark my words, it 1,000,000% will. Today, it's self-harm. Tomorrow, it could be politics, criticism of government, which is, you could say, already a thing there, or anything the establishment dislikes. That's how censorship grows. Slow, steady, and always justified as safety. Hey, I'm here from the government, and I'm here to protect you. The UK is doubling down on authoritarian control, and if left unchecked, this model will spread worldwide. And this is the official website of the gov.uk of their posting, press release, breaking. Online safety laws to strengthen. Strengthen how? Strengthen because it gives you more power. Strengthen, got it. To protect, it's for your safety, people of all ages from devastating self-harm content. Hey, we at the government will decide what you're allowed to see and what you're not, because you can't handle it. We will be your parents. We'll be your nanny state over in the UK. I really do feel for the people in the UK, like genuinely. Vulnerable people across the UK will be shielded from the most dangerous content. I mean, I get it with the PDF stuff. I get it with the terrorism head cut off videos. I get it with you don't want that stuff out there. Totally gotcha. Why are we trying to extend that to other things, though? Like, what are we doing? For the past 20 plus years, people could argue that that has been a pretty sane level. Like, yes, there's a little bit of a gray area, but there's a line basically where you're like, yeah, you don't cross that line. You aren't going to be one of those weirdos posting that stuff. Nobody wants to see that stuff. Totally get it. But now they are taking that and using that as their spear to chuck and break through and make new laws to push their agenda even further. As, here we go, new laws are set to be introduced to prevent devastating self-harm material from reaching people of all ages. Don't worry, parents. We will take care of protecting your kids so you don't have to. This is the Department of Science, Innovation, and Technology. And I don't know what UK people are paying in their taxes to fund this shit, but I would be not very happy to know my tax money was going to this bullshit. Vulnerable people to be protected from self-harm content as online safety laws to be toughened. Yeah, no dark humor allowed. Exactly. No jokes, no memes. Stop the memes. Stop everything. Comes as Online Safety Act to be amended to make self-harm content a priority offense, which I would argue what they're doing right now is Ofcom is becoming such a lightning rod for controversy that they're doubling down and trying to misdirect, to confuse and obfuscate what is actually the problem here, because America is already suing Ofcom. Lawyers in the US are suing Ofcom for what they're doing to 4chan and Kiwi Farms. They are in a current lawsuit. So now they're doubling down on these things to be like, oh, we are completely ignoring the problems. We are going to push forward with our agenda regardless. Tech companies to be legally required to prevent this content from appearing in the first place, protecting users of all ages. Now, here's my concern with this, because for the longest time, it was Ofcom in the UK and doing their rules and laws in the UK. Instituting a policy like this across the board for social media is going to be something that typically will extend worldwide, because the UK is a big enough market for them to be like, you know what, we're going to do it there. We might as well just do this across the entire what our platform is, so that we don't have to deal with, oh, it's in the UK, so we need to do this, or it's in the US. We're just going to make it the same across the board because more and more safety for everyone, whatever. So it adds new layers of red tape, more rules, more regulations, and more censorship. It stifles the creativity. It stifles what people are able to share. And it's all coming from the UK. And in a weird way, this is going to be affecting everyone, including the United States. The government has today, 8th of September, announced urgent action to toughen the Online Safety Act, because the Online Safety Act wasn't tough enough already. It wasn't being pushed back enough, by putting stricter legal requirements on tech companies to hunt down and remove material that encourages or assists serious self. You're going to need to define this. I see this becoming such a shit show before it can destroy lives and tear families apart. I mean, this is the same thing where you could argue the internet is addicting. Video games are addicting. Movies are addicting. Comic books are addicting. Collecting baseball cards is addicting. And because of it, neurotic people or artistic people or whoever gets really hooked on whatever they're doing, it tears the family apart. So you're going to stop everything? Like genuinely, what the who are you protecting here? Who are you saving? Why are you picking this out of everything? While platforms already have to take specific steps to protect children from this dangerous self-harm content, the government recognizes that adults battling mental health. So now adults aren't even allowed to be adults. Hey, it was first, this is the thing, this is a slippery slope. It was for the kids, but now it's also for the adults, because, hey, won't anyone think of the adults battling mental health challenges? Because they're equally at risk from exposure to material that could trigger a mental health crisis or worse. Get your shit together. Find some mental institutes and put these people away, bro. Don't lock down the entire internet because there are psychopaths that you are not handling in your own country. That's a you problem, not a me problem. The new regulations mean that content encouraging or assisting serious self-harm will be treated as a priority offense for all users. And the slippery slope is here in full effect. The change will trigger the strongest possible legal protections, compelling platforms to use cutting-edge technology to actively seek out and eliminate this content before it can reach users. And what next? What are you going to do next, UK? Because it never stops here. This is the thing. It's a fight. It's a battleground for more power, more control, more red tape, more reasons why you need to justify your own position in government. To say, look what I did when I was there. I put these rules in effect. I saved people. No, you didn't. All you did was add more bullshit on top of everything. Nobody is asking for this. And cause irreparable harm. What about this law causing irreparable harm to the freedom of speech and censorship? What about that? Rather than simply reacting after someone has already been exposed to it. Oh yeah, that's great because the government doesn't want to deal with any problems or where were these mentally issue people? Where were they before? Oh yeah, that's right, mental institutions. But now we just allow them to run free, and then we limit the reach of speech because we're worried about them. Technology Secretary Liz Kendall says, God, she's probably got to stick up her ass. This government is determined to keep people safe online. Vile content that promotes self-harm. By the way, I am a dad. I have two kids, 10-year-old and a 12-year-old. They are at prime ages to be fully taken advantage from the evil threats of the internet. The only thing that protects them from that is their parents. I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't need the government to come in and tell me what they're allowed to see and what they're not. I will be the judge of that. I think it's very important. I've said this before too. It's very important not to bubble wrap kids their entire life and then push them out the door when they turn 18 and say, good luck. Fuck, this world's going to screw you over. But hey, at least I shielded you for 18 years and you have no idea what you're in for. I think that's a very dangerous path, a very dangerous precedent to set as a parent. And now the government is trying to do that to your kids and pushing it further and saying, oh, actually mentally disabled adults too, because yeah, we care about them for some reason. And because of that, we want to stop everyone's freedoms. Gotcha. Vile content that promotes self-harm continues to be pushed on social media. Like what? Is a meme of making fun of a guillotine? Is that self-harm? Is a meme joking about dark humor? Is that self-harm? Or is it dark humor and funny? This is, again, how many times have we talked about the death of comedy over the past 2 decades? And can mean potentially heart-wrenching consequences for families across the country. Something tells me these families are dealing with heart-wrenching consequences with their mentally ill person in their family already because the government's not helping them with that. Our enhanced protections will make clear to social media companies that taking immediate steps to keep users safe from toxic material that could be the difference between life and death is not an option, but the law. Julie Bentley, chief executive of Samaritan, said, we welcome these efforts to make the Online Safety Act go further to protect both adults and children. So now it's not even about protect the children anymore. Now it's the slippery slope, once again, from dangerous self-harm content. While the internet can be a source of support for people who are struggling, damaging suicide and self-harm content can cost people their lives. Welcome to Darwinism, bro. Holy shit. Like, the world is pretty shitty sometimes. The world is pretty amazing sometimes. If you try to gatekeep people out of seeing what the world is, you limit the freedoms of everybody. That is a massive, massive issue. It's therefore vital the government continues. I'm from the government and I'm here for your protection to take opportunities to strengthen the act. And it's over to Ofcom now to use their powers to hold platforms to account so we can save more lives lost to suicide. How many examples of this do they actually have? What's the case study on this? How many people and what was going on in their mind before they actually committed their offing themselves? Because something tells me it wasn't reading a funny dark joke on Facebook that made someone go, well, time to go Minecraft myself. I got a feeling they got more things going on in their life, and social media was the last thing that was causing what their problem was. Note to editors, the regulations will come into force 21 days after they're made, following approval by both House and Parliament. We expect this statutory instrument to be laid in autumn. Wow. Share this page on Facebook and Twitter. Oh, the irony. Oh, the irony. My goodness. The UK is beyond fucked, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Here we go. Here's Drink Wine. Great username, by the way. They are literally doing this right now. Laughs in British. UK Home Secretary, head of UK Education System, Brighton Mayor, London mayor, British capital. Why are we allies with the UK again? They want us to defend them from Russia, but they don't even respect the most fundamental rights like free speech and self-defense. I legit, if I was Trump and I saw this shit going on, I'd be like, bro, sorry, whatever allyship we have, it's fucking over. We cannot continue with this path that you're going down. We're done. Whatever you were getting out of us, that you are a fucking dumpster fire. We want nothing to do with you. You are ruining the freedoms of speech worldwide with the bullshit you're pulling. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. And they're getting dragged social media across the board, rightfully so. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if they made stubbing your own toe an arrestable offense. This is for cutting watermelon slices in summer, nothing else. In these difficult times, some cuts may be necessary. In the UK, this meme would be banned and we would be, whoever this Tess Moo would be arrested. I might be arrested for sharing it and talking about it. This is insanity. They want to rule with an iron fist, scare the shit out of people into submission. And it's not working. And it's backfiring. And to the point of their own police force is trying to arrest people. And they're laughing and giggling because they even know it's bullshit. What a complete joke the UK has turned into. And I genuinely feel for my viewers in the UK dealing with this shit. And yeah, I'm going to keep bringing this up because holy shit, if you stay silent during this, what's the point of even having a platform? But yeah, I will leave that one there. I'm going to have a fucking aneurysm tonight. I knew going into the night that I was going to be pretty fired up, but man, oh man. Schizosaurus says, can we take their nuclear weapons away? I mean, there's one way we could. He's mad. I am. I'm mad. But yeah, I think we, Schizosaurus, I agree. We need to sever ties and military cooperation. Exactly. I don't want, I mean, I love my viewers in the UK. Don't get me wrong. I don't want shit to do with the UK government, like at all. That shit needs to stop. Like yesterday, like 6 years ago. The direction they've been going ever since COVID, it's become a complete joke. It's not even real life anymore. I when it first started off, I thought it was like memes on the internet. I'm like, there's no way they're this ridiculous. Sure as shit, they are. That it's actually that serious.